All right, if anybody coming in, I try to give it to about the 2 minute mark, 2.5 minutes before I get into it. We almost there. So if y'all could be patient with me, see if I can get a couple more people to come up in here. And if you don't stay to watch the video, at the very least, if you could at least hit the like button for your boy. One time is free. I'd really appreciate it. But to each his own, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it, all right? I can't see who's in here yet. If there is anyone, if there's not, either way it goes, we're gonna rock out, all right? So for this particular live stream, I'm gonna go ahead and just chop it up with y'all a little bit, all right? Just gonna shoot the shit. You live in Arizona? Nah, man, I'm in Texas. Houston, Texas to be exact, all right? But we're gonna talk about parenting today, all right? Parent, are you a good parent? If you are a parent, are you a good parent? Because what I notice is a lot of people, now this is for me in my situation, a lot of people around me will look down on me as a parent, all right? Is the wire file natural? In my opinion, no, it's not, man. And another thing about the wildfires, we now know that they have the technology, they possess it already to make it rain, okay? Cloud seeding, they're able to do cloud seeding and make it rain in particular places. So why would they not make it rain over there where the wildfires are at right now? Y'all gotta think about that, all right? It's a bunch of bullshit. Either they're trying to clear the land and then buy it back up for cheap. Maybe they're trying to get some certain people out the area. Or maybe they just don't like the people over there in California and they're just burning that motherfucker down, right? But my opinion, no, it's not natural, okay? It's not. And even if it was natural, they possess the means and technology in order to put these fires out in a quicker manner, all right? Just research cloud seeding, y'all. Just Google it. Look into cloud seeding. They can do this, all right? But I wasn't so much on the conspiracy topics today, right? So what caused it? Well, I mean, it could be a number of things, right? The bankers in charge, the people who run the world over there, right? Those in charge, if they want the people out, it's as simple as starting a fire somewhere, right? I mean, it's pretty much it, right? You start a little fire somewhere and let it go. Keep going. It's going to keep burning. Prayers to LA, California. Yeah, man, I hope everybody is safe out there in Cali. I really do. It's fucked up the way it keeps happening. And it seems to happen every single year, all right? Which makes even more as to why they don't do some cloud seeding and make it rain in certain areas, all right? Why they have not built some type of infrastructure to sustain these fires and put them out quicker. I have no idea, man, but I don't know what these people think or how they're thinking, but we do know that they are evil. They do not have our best interests at heart. And the line's being drawn in the sand, all right? It's us against them, y'all. Bottom line, it is us, the people, against them. The only way that we rock this boat and start to take back what's ours, because all this shit's ours, all right? All of it. We all deserve, it's all ours. The only way we take it back is if we come together, right? And apparently, that's one of the hardest things to do for us as people, is coming together and uniting as one, all right? There's so many fucking different tactics that they've done, that they've put in front of us. The divide and conquer is in full effect right now, okay? It's in full effect. Divide and conquer, whether it be your race, your religion, your political affiliation, your gender, whatever it may be, okay? The divide and conquer is in full effect, and you're watching it happen, play out right here in front of your eyes. There's no other way to put it, y'all. There's no way a bunch of spots just randomly came on fire like that. Well, you know, they have the technology now to shoot lasers out there and do this bullshit, right? They're able to do all this, y'all. Now, if you've been following my channel from some time and you're familiar with my content, when all these things happen, I pretty much covered it, all right? Just like the Maui incident. Just how the Maui incident happened. How the hell were these cars burning, engines burning like that, right? How? How was it possible? How was it that the people who had blue paint on their houses on the roof, their houses didn't burn, but everything else around it burned, okay? Y'all know this, all right, y'all? Y'all understand this. People are smarter than this. Y'all see it. Y'all see the bullshit for what it is, all right? So when y'all question these things, just think about it, all right? Listen to your gut. Listen to your intuition. Just because the news gets on there and the media gets on there and tells you something, it doesn't make it true, okay? We now know, okay? We now know for a fact. I have so much family in LA praying they all good, man. Well, I hope, Nana Rippy, I hope your people too. I really do, man. I really hope your people are good out there and they safe because that shit ain't cool, man. Good morning. Good morning, Lamine. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Good morning. It's not necessarily more. Well, I guess it is, right? It's after. I think it's after midnight or 1 a.m. I'm out here in Houston, Texas, all right? So it's like 1 a.m. or getting close to it, I think. But wherever you are, if it's the good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all of the above, right? Like, share, and subscribe, man. Shit, real talk. That's what I'm talking about, Nana Ripley, for real, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Shit, none of those three cost you anything. It's absolutely free to do any one of them, right? Just a little bit of time, y'all. That's it. But it's all appreciated, all right? But this is for any of y'all or any of the people out there who are parents, okay? Even if you're not, you can listen to this. It's gonna be some good advice, all right? For people who are parents, who are gonna be parents. Now, I myself, all right, I am a father to 3 children, okay? I have 2 sons and a little daughter. Now, for some reason, well, I know why. I understand why. I know why. But those around me, the people around me, especially family, okay? Immediate family, will look down on me as a parent, okay? They will think that I'm not a very good parent for stupid shit, okay? Because I mean, in their opinion, all right, in their opinion. For starters, okay, I homeschool my children, all right? This was a decision that I wrestled with for a very long time. And I mean, for a long time, from the moment my first child was in the womb, you know, hadn't even came out yet. He wasn't even born yet. I used to lay in bed sometimes and think about, damn, I really don't want to see the day where I have to go drop my son off at school for his first day of school, and I'm not going to be okay with leaving him there for 6, 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, every single day, right? It didn't sit well with me. It didn't sit well with me at all, y'all. I didn't like the thought of it. I really wrestled with it. And then one day, out of nowhere, it just hit me. A light bulb went off, all right? And I said, well, I'll be damned. These are my children. They're my children. I don't have to do anything that I don't want to do because they're my children. I actually can be selfish with the children because they're my children. Now, this is nothing against, or I'm not trying to disparage anybody who puts their child in public school, okay? I'm not in any way. It's nothing. If that's what they see is fit for their child, that is their decision to make. And I am not able, I should not be able to sit back and judge their parenting because of that. I fall short, right? And I do it sometimes. But when it happens to me all the time, I start to get pissed off, all right? And I start to think about it. Well, I'm like, wait a second. You think that I'm not a good parent because I'm homeschooling my children? Well, let me flip it around, okay? Well, then that would mean that I believe that you're not a good parent for dropping your child off every single day, 5 days a week, for 7 or 8 hours, allowing other people to mold their mind, to help them be who they're going to be whenever they're an older person, right? Wouldn't you think that the best person to mold a child's mind would be the person who created them? This is just my opinion, okay? In my opinion, there's nobody more fit that would be able to raise my son, my daughter, or instill values in them better than what I would be able to do. I follow you because you look a good person. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I try to be a good person. You know, I fall short. I'm human. I'm not perfect, so I do fall short. I fell short in my past a lot. I was a fuck up when I was younger. More reason as to why now I'm the parent that I am today, because I went through all the bullshit, all the shenanigans in public school, in the streets. I went through all that. So now, as a man with children of my own, now I know what I can do to maneuver through all that bullshit so my children don't be the same way. Dude looked like a zesty Silent Bob. That wasn't even funny. If it was funny, I'd give you props. But that's why your shit just got sniped right now, right? But it wasn't really funny, bro. I can appreciate a good joke, a good laugh. I'll tell you one thing, bro. There ain't nothing zesty about me, all right? At all. Okay? Anyway, yes, definitely. And it so takes a village, and also just looking out for what really matters and to grow more. It does take a village, man. It does, right? But the village starts in the home, okay? Preferably, ideally, you would want a 2-parent household, all right? You would like that, okay? It doesn't always work out like that, but ideally, you would want a 2-parent household. But it doesn't happen like that, all right? I wasn't raised in a 2-parent household. My father dipped out when I was a baby, bounced, all right? Left my mom to sit back and struggle, having to work 2 jobs to make ends meet, to put food on the table and to take care of us, all right? So, you know, shit was rough, shit was bad. And it would have helped, it would have been better, all if my father was in the picture and stayed around and provided, right? And gave that masculine authority, that discipline that I lacked, that I needed, that I end up going out into the streets and not having, and fucking up, doing whatever I wanted to do, and I paid for it, all right? I end up paying for it in the end, in the long run. Now, I'm not saying it's my father's fault, okay? Because I'm a grown man now. I'm not saying it's my father's fault that my life turned out the way that it turned out. It's nobody's fault at this point, okay? I'm responsible for my actions and what I do as a man now. But as a child, whenever we're younger and we're children, okay? When we don't know better, when we're trying to learn and figure out life for ourselves, okay? We should have our mother and our father there as the first person that we're always able to go to, the first person to discipline you, the first person to get on to you, okay? Now, I'm going to tell y'all what I think the number one thing in public school is what is damaging and hurting the youth and the children now, okay? The number one thing in schools that is affecting children right now is people who are bad parents. Now, let me explain, okay? People who are bad parents, people just like me in my age range, people I went to school with that I grew up now who are now parents, sending their kids to the same schools in the fucking shitty hoods that I went to. Now their kids are going to the same shitty hoods, okay? But now these people who think that they're really good parents because, oh, my son's gonna have the newest iPhone, let me send him to school with the iPhone so he can be the coolest kid in school. Let me not discipline him. Let me let him hang out all night and do whatever he wants and go be a thug in the street. Well, now because you're a bad parent, your child becomes a savage, okay? And when that savage child goes to school and is around other children, that savage child then taints the other children, okay? That same savage child with a bad parent who has access to the internet on his phone because his parent thinks that he's a good parent, but let me go get my son the new iPhone and he can do whatever. He can have a TikTok and he can have an Instagram. He can have a Facebook. He can have all of them. My young little child who's in school, who's young in school, the kids who go to school and are allowed to do that shit are the kids who are tainting and damaging all these other children, okay? And then it turns around and all the other children look at these children like they're the cool kids. Like they're the ones who got it all because they get to come to school and they have the cell phone and they get to look at the internet, whatever they want. And they got Instagram and they're doing the dumbass TikTok dances and all the viral trends. They're doing all the bullshit, the social experiment that we're all under. The children in school are now doing it more than anyone else. So what happens? The peer pressure, the wanting to be cool, wanting to fit in. Then all the other kids want to do the same shit and then they think that's cool. Why? Because those savage kids have bad parents. They don't have parents who are present and good and just treat them right and teach them the right way, okay? Now, if I can control that for my children, why would I not want to, okay? Why would I not want my innocent, beautiful babies to remain innocent up until they're old enough to go out there and flourish on their own? Why would you not want your child to remain innocent and not have to see and be exposed to all the bullshit that's happening in life, okay? Yes, children are gonna be exposed to shit in life. Children are gonna be exposed to maybe drugs, to sex, to all the bullshit, nasty things, to gangs, to all the bullshit. Children will be exposed to that. But if we as parents took the steps so that they wouldn't be exposed to all that bullshit when they're young and their minds are still being made, then we wouldn't have all these savages out there today, okay? We wouldn't have 6, 7, 8-year-olds, 5-year-olds coming out of the closet every other day, okay? We wouldn't have 5, 6, and 7-year-olds thinking that it's okay to go and become another gender and chop off their body parts because they think that they're being their true selves, okay? This shit would not be happening if we as parents took the steps to protect our children and not listen to what society tells us that we're supposed to do with our children, all right? Everybody gets in line and everybody follows what society tells them to do with their children. Now, this is just me, y'all. I'm different, okay? And this is me and my opinion. But I'd be damned if I'm going to allow society to raise and dictate how my children come out and how they grow up to be. I'd be damned. If my children come out to be bad and not good, and I'm doing what I'm doing still, then later on in life, then I can sit back and say, I fucked up, okay? I did wrong by my children and I didn't raise them correctly. But that's not the case right now, okay? We're all learning and we're all figuring it out as we go. But if you're an adult right now who has children, you yourself went through the same public school system that the children are going to now, that you're probably sending your children to. And this is back then when there wasn't cell phones and the internet, all right? There's always going to be those children in school who are allowed to do whatever they want to do, are allowed to have social media and be on TikTok and do all this nasty shit and see all the nasty fuckery that's happening on the internet. Kids go to school with their phones, and as a parent, you don't know what they're doing there, all right? You don't know the other kids that are there with their phones or their tablets or with the internet access. Y'all don't get to see that, okay? If you're leaving your children somewhere for 7 to 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, that means that child is spending more time with another adult and other children than they are with their own parents, okay? Now, we can get into the system being set up the way that it is, making people have to go out there and have 2 incomes to provide and support for your child and all that. So, you know, it's hard to have babysitting situations. It's hard to do all that. But that's not always the case, okay? It's the case. If you tell me, and there's, I'm not making this up, this is real shit, all right? If you get social media around the end of summertime when summer's almost over and school's about to start again, how many times do y'all see parents on there making the fucking comment saying, I cannot wait till school starts to get these damn kids out of my hair? When is school starting so I can go drop them off already? I know y'all see this shit because it happens every single year when school's about to start. There's always that one person who likes to get on social media and talk all this stupid shit, and you know, they want all the attention and this and that, and they will say it every time. I cannot wait till summer's over so I can get, it sounds like you are blaming parents. It's exactly who I'm blaming. Maybe you got to rewind it, bro, and listen from the beginning. That's exactly who I'm blaming. Who else would there be to blame if not the parents? Make it make sense, man. What's up, brother? Long time. How are you and the fam? Oh, man, what's going on with you? Oh, we good. We good. Everything's good. I'm just running my mouth right now. I had another incident today as to me and my parenting because I don't put my children in public school. If anybody's gonna be selfish with their children, it should be us, the parent. we should be able to do that shit, right? I got people around me, like my immediate family or whatnot, who thinks that I'm not a good parent or thinks that they're a better parent than me because they follow society's rules and do everything that society tells them to do with their child. Now I'm saying this is just my opinion. This is me, but I am not going to let society raise or dictate how my children turn out. I'm not going to follow society's standards and do everything that we're told to do with these children because it's not their children, they're my children. Some parents provide guidance and counseling to their kids, but other parents aren't capable of providing guidance to their own children. A lot of parents aren't, man. A lot of parents are. And again, you know, sometimes it's not the parents' fault, right? Sometimes it's not. But we gotta take accountability, man. I understand the programming and the way that we were indoctrinated and what we were brought up to believe, okay? I understand all that. But I'm at the point in my life now where there's no excuse. If I understand all that, then I have to act accordingly, okay? What follows next has to be right, which means if I know what's going on in the world and in life, how I look sending my kids to public school, I'm throwing them to the fucking wolves. That just be crazy if I did that. All this shit I talk on YouTube and the videos I make talking about society and the world and people who are in charge, and then I turn around and go and shove my kids in a place and leave them there for 7 or 8 hours, 5 days a week. I'd look crazy. I would look like a walking contradiction, all right? It wouldn't make sense. Now, I decided that I'm going to deal with all the punches that come with it. And when I tell you, there's been a lot of punches and they happen all the time. And they happen from the people closest to you, always. Everybody else got something to say, everybody. If I was a multi-millionaire with a boatload of money to do whatever the hell I wanted to do, they wouldn't be running their mouth. They'd be like, oh my God, he's putting his kids in homeschool. He's a genius, right? But people are stupid like that. They're stupid. So, you know, it's all good. It doesn't matter. I'm going to take the punches. I'm going to roll with them. I'm going to take all the comments. They're going to shoot all the slugs they want to shoot at me. I always hear the same shit. Oh, what's going on with him? The kids are in homeschool. They're going to be antisocial. They're going to be exposed to this shit anyway in life. You can't put your child in a plastic bubble to protect them. Why the fuck not? Why not? Okay? Not figuratively speaking, I can't put them in a fucking actual plastic bubble, right? Metaphorically speaking, I can. Okay? Theoretically, y'all know what the fuck I mean, all right? I'm not gonna wrap them up in an actual bubble so they can be protected, no. But I'm gonna wrap them up in a bubble of my advice and my guidance and my protection and me as a person, okay? I'm gonna do that. When I hear the shit about, well, they're gonna be exposed to drugs anyway, so what? I let them fucking shoot dope? Should I let them shoot dope up now since they're gonna be exposed to it when they're older? What? They're gonna be exposed to sex anyway, so should I tell them to go fucking have sex now because they're gonna have it one day when they're older? It doesn't make sense, okay? It doesn't make sense, y'all. It doesn't make sense. Now, whatever teacher that this student is around all day for 7 or 8 hours every day, 5 days a week, okay? This student is going to subconsciously start behaving and having the same values and mindsets as these teachers, okay? It's inevitable. This is gonna happen. I'm not talking bullshit. No, this is real life, okay? It happened to all of us, to myself, okay? When I used to be into sports, when I was sports hardcore, I was going to literally somehow, some way start to think the same way and have the same beliefs as my favorite sports athlete, okay? That was up until, of course, I broke free from the bullshit and I opened my eyes and I was like, wow, this is all bullshit, right? Now that I know, now as an adult, I know, okay? But it happens to all of us. But if you don't believe that, by you leaving your child in school 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, that your child is not going to start taking on the beliefs and the mindset of the people and the adults who are teaching them and around them, then you're kind of crazy, okay? You can prepare your child as best as you want. You can try and prepare them as best as you want. But if you're not present in their life as much as you're supposed to be, it doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. Somebody else is going to be present there. Somebody else is going to push the beliefs on them, the mindset, the way they behave. Someone else is going to happen with the. Let me see. I can't even see what's going on for bad parenting. Some parenting, sure. In fact, bro. Oh, these weird traumas that also we energetically are only becoming that truth factor. I put myself in a situation to where shit's deep, bro, because having boys things, but some parents ensure their children receive a good education through the public school system, but bad parents neglect the needs of their kids, and the public school teachers shouldn't be held accountable. No, they shouldn't, right? It's not the public school teacher's fault, right? It's not their fault. They're just doing what they think is that's their job and that's what they're there to do. Some teachers are still hopeful that they're changing lives and saving children. It's not their fault. But if you're around this adult 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, okay, it's inevitable. The views, the mindset, the way they behave is going to rub off on the students. And if that student takes a liking to this teacher or thinks this teacher's the cool teacher or everyone likes these, students are going to subconsciously take on the beliefs and the mindset of these people, okay, instead of their parents, because their parents are at work all day. And then when they get off of work, they go and kick it and do something. Or if they on the weekends, they want to go get drunk and hang out and party with their friends, and they go leave their children with another adult, another babysitter to get watched and raised for however many hours it may be, okay? This is what I'm talking about, being present in your child's life, okay? That's all. That's what I'm really getting to, is being present. Because nobody can give your child the best advice but you, the best mindset, the way to behave, right? Now, if you're a shitty person yourself, then you're just raising another shitty person, okay? But, I'm speaking for the people who are out here, like myself, trying to do our best to raise our children to become better than we were. And in my opinion, the number one thing to make my child become better than me is not putting him through the same bullshit that I had to go through in public schools, okay? The same bullshit, all right? To having to want to fit in. If I don't got the nicest clothes or the nicest shoes, I got to worry about getting laughed at or talked about. When I started getting a little older, then I had to worry about the gang banging bullshit, right? Like how stupid we were. We were stupid. We used to have makeup gangs in school and we would jump each other in PE in the back, right? Like, I thought this shit was cool. I thought that was like, man, this shit's badass. Like, how stupid is that we would make up gangs in school and click each other in and jump each other in. We would go behind the gym and beat each other up because that's what we thought was cool. Now, had I had a father in my life who was there and present and was teaching me, so now that I know that as a man, I'd be crazy to not want to be in my son's life and be a better parent to show him so he doesn't have to go through the same bullshit, all right? So he doesn't have to go through anybody possibly bullying him. So he doesn't have to go to school and possibly feel peer pressured to do drugs or to have sex or to do anything stupid that he shouldn't be doing, okay? It's supposed to be about learning and teaching them the basics that they need to get through life. We now know that that's not the case. That's not what happens in school. There's so much bullshit going on in schools now. There's so much bullshit going on in schools. I guarantee every single buddy watching this stream right now has somebody in their immediate family close to them who's younger, okay? 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. People are literally coming out the closet like if it's now a fashion statement, okay? Like if it's now the thing to do. The student who isn't popular and gets ignored looks back and sees, oh, if I come out closet, everyone's gonna start calling me courageous and saying I'm like inspiring and like people are gonna talk to me now. Like, oh shit, I'm coming out the closet tomorrow. My mind's made up. This is the shit that they're thinking about and what they're doing, okay? Then to make it worse, everybody has a cell phone in school. All the kids have cell phones now. They have access to the internet. You are not able to control and see what it is that they're doing if you're not there and present, okay? You can have all the parental blocking things on you. You can have everything you want on your phone. These kids, they're smart, all right? They're smart. They get around it. They have friends who don't have the parental blocks on their phone. So they'll go and huddle up and all go see nasty, sick shit on the other person's phone, okay? You don't have to be theirs. The fact is that they're seeing it, all right? They're being exposed to it. It's happening. So how would I look of me saying all this and preaching all this, and if I just went ahead and threw my children to the wolves and then let somebody else teach them and raise them? How would I look? In my opinion, I'd look fucking crazy, like a hypocrite, okay? For bad parenting. Every time she sees me, she always say, this to me. You was my voice when I couldn't speak. You lift me up when I couldn't reach you. You gave me strength when I didn't believe. It sounds like a song, man. Cash Bandit. There is a lot of people with kids now that are doing the same as you. Not the majority, but it seems it's right around the corner that it goes above 50%, 50% sooner than later. I believe that, right? Homeschool is starting to become more of a normal thing, and it's not as it's starting to become more and more common, right? And whether or not these people have different reasons as to why, it doesn't matter, because at the end of it, it's all about we want to protect our children. Yeah, we got to worry about being outcasted by society and being looked down on as bad parents, or people talking shit and shooting slugs all the time about you. But in the end, we're just trying to protect our babies, all right? I look at my children and I see the three most precious, beautiful things that I've ever seen in my life. They're just, my children are everything to me, okay? And when I say that, I really fucking mean it. I really mean it. I just don't say it because, I want to get likes on social media. Y'all know how people do the bullshit. All the people who are on social media, I mean, maybe y'all guilty of it too, right? I'm not on social media. I'm on YouTube. I make videos. I make content. You won't catch me on no Instagram, no Facebook. You won't. It just won't happen. But when I used to be, every fucking day, you see the same shit. Here goes the post with this bitch or this fuck boy who wants the attention, who thinks he's fly or thinks she's cute. Let me put a picture of my child up, and I'm gonna put the whole spiel. On this day, 5 years ago today, I was blessed with the most beautiful this and that. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a shit. Okay? Nobody cares it's your child's birthday. Nobody does, all right? You care. It's your child. You should care. Nobody else gives a shit how many days ago you were blessed with this child, and we don't care about the picture of your little snot-nosed ass kid, all right? We really don't. We don't care how many pictures you take in front of the mirror, making duck lips. We don't care. We don't care. For fuck's sakes, you got men who sit there and take selfies of themselves in front of the mirror to put it on a fucking social media, all right? They'll sit there and take more than one shot and look at it and think, damn, is this one good right here? I'm gonna put this one up. Now men do it, okay? This is real every day, all right? Every day. And now the children look to this shit and look at their parents doing the same fuck shit on Facebook that the students in school are doing. Of course they're gonna want to keep doing it. Next thing you know, you got a bunch of sexy reds popping it and twerking it on fucking TikTok, making videos, okay? In school. Do y'all see the TikTok trends and dances that are happening? I scroll through my YouTube all the time and I look at videos on the shorts, and y'all know the same fucking song by Bossman D. I don't know his name, D-Lo, Bossman D-Lo. You know you're doing that shit on purpose. That coochie's wetter than something, let me surf it. These are the words and the lyrics in this fucking song, okay? And you got little girls, 8, 9, 7 years old, thinking it's cute to make a fucking TikTok dancing to that song with the lyrics saying that that their thing's wetter than something, let me say. What kind of shit is this, okay? What kind of shit is this, y'all? Now, if I may seem a little passionate right now, I'm a little ticked off, because I kind of am, right? I kind of am. I'm a regular person just like y'all, all right? I deal with everyday bullshit just like y'all. But I'm also somebody who is enlightened, okay? I don't have the veil on my eyes anymore, so I see shit for what it really is. So I'm going to have a little bit of a harder time than most people, all right? Especially with family, close and immediate family. It's going to be harder for me because they're going to think I ain't shit. I done lost my mind. He's fucking crazy. He's done lost his mind. But I said, I'm going to take all those punches and I'm going to accept it because I want to protect my children from all of the fucking sick people, from all the degenerates, from going to school and being defiled. I'm going to protect my children until they are old enough to be able to go and maneuver through life and protect themselves, all right? It's my job to protect my children in every way possible. I don't give a shit if the government, if society, I don't care who it was, okay? Whoever came down and told me, hey, you're gonna go have to put your kid in school, you gotta do this because every other kid that does it, every other parent has to do it. You gotta do it too. Where they do that at? Huh? Well, from my understanding, me and my wife created these children. So there are children. So I'll be damned if anybody tells me what I'm going to do, or if anybody thinks that they know what's best for my children. Nobody can tell me that, okay? Nobody loves my children as much as I do. Nobody can tell me what's best for my children better than what I can. And not trying to toot my own horn, okay? Or sound egotistical or anything like that. I'm not saying that I'm smarter than all the teachers. I can teach my children the same shit that any teacher in the school teaches them, okay? And this is beyond the surface level basic shit. If I had to teach my son and my daughter calculus, I could teach them calculus, okay? And I'm just saying, because everyone believes that you have to stick your child in school, in a public school, and go through all the bullshit with all the other children. You have to, because society tells you to, because we did it, our parents did it. Are we not trying to break generational curses here? Is that not the plan? Do we not want better for our children than what we did or what we have or what we went through? Do we not want better for them? Well, how in the fuck are you going to get better for them if you do the same bullshit that has always been done? How are you going to get better how are you going to make it better for them? How? If you go and drop your children off on the weekends and go get drunk and party with your friends because you need a break. You need a break from parenting. There's no breaks in parenting, okay? There's no breaks. It ain't easy, okay? It ain't easy. It's not easy. It's hard. As a matter of fact, it's the hardest thing I've ever had to do in life. And I've done some shit. I've been through some shit. I've had some hard times. I've had some really, really, really fucking lows in my life. And I've been through some things that were fucked up. But nothing's been harder than raising my children and being present and in their life, okay? It's hard to be a good parent. It's hard. It's hard. There's no night outs. There's no weekends going and partying. There's no getting drunk and leaving the children somewhere. There's none of that, okay? It's my tribe now. This is my unit. This is my family. When I was younger, I had my family. They're still my family, but now that I'm older, I've created my own family. And I created this family. Me and my wife, we created these things. It's my obligation and my priority to protect them by any means necessary from anything, from whatever it may be, okay? Now, if you are subscribed to my channel and you've watched my content, I know that you know, okay, a lot of the things that are happening in the world, the corruption, the evil, the nasty sickness, perverted shit that happens in schools, on TV, on the internet, social media. For fuck's sake, Disney pushes the sick, nasty shit, okay? Disney. So if you're watching my channel and you've been subscribed, then I know you know. So if we know this stuff, okay, and we're having understanding of how it kind of works and what's going on, then we have to take extra steps to protect our children from these things, because our parents didn't know. They didn't know better. Our parents, I don't know what your age group is on everyone watching, but someone like me, my parents and that generation, they got fucked, okay? They got fucked even worse than me. I'm 36 years old now. They got fucked worse than we did, all right? They believed everything that came on the news. They still believe everything that comes on the news. I can sit there and explain it to them till I'm blue in the face. Hey, y'all, it's propaganda. And here's the proof. Here's the proof that they actually lie to you on the news, and it's legal and it's okay because it's for your own benefit. Here's the proof, y'all, that they lie to you, and they'll do it on the internet, on radio, on social media, wherever it may be, any avenue. It is in the fucking congress.gov, okay? It is in there, and it tells you that they will lie to you. Okay, they call it propaganda. If they feel it's for your own good. Once again, nobody can decide what is for your own good. It's called your own good, okay? It's called your own good. Nobody can decide that. The same way nobody can decide what's best for your children because they're your children. If you want to stick them in public school and want them to experience all the same shit you did, then that's on you. That's there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But what's not going to happen is people aren't going to look down and talk down to people who feel like they're also doing the right thing to protect their children, that they're also taking the proper steps to protect their children, okay? And this is no shots, or I'm not speaking to none of y'all personally. In reality, there is certain people who I wish were watching this stream right now, and I wish that they were paying attention to what I was saying, because I wish they'd be listening. I wish they could hear this, all right? But they don't. They won't, okay? They'll go and support every other fucking YouTuber but this one right here. But it's all good. I got my people who rock with me, and it's all good. That's how it's gonna be. But like I said, y'all, there's a, what you say right here, Iman, having girls change my heart more concerning me and my actual relationship. Man, that's 100%, Iman, 100%. I got 2 boys, and I got a daughter now. When she came along, everything changed, man. Everything. From the way I look at other people, from the way that I treat other people, everything, okay? Everything changes when my daughter was born, okay? Everything. I was already a respectful man, okay? I was already a good guy, and what, you know, I think I want to believe that I'm a good guy. I've never hit a woman. I don't go out there and party and cheat and not come home and do all that shit, right? I want to think that I'm a good guy. But now that I have a daughter, I got to be like the best guy, right? I got to be like the best guy, because there's this little girl who looking up to me, and one day, whenever she gets older and she breaks my heart, she's probably going to go out there and get married, all right? So I need to make sure that I'm such a good dad, and that I put such a good example out for my daughter to see, that she does not ever go out there and try and pick and choose something or a man that ain't shit, okay? At all. There's got to be a standard for her. There's got to be something for her to look to, something for her to make examples of. Or what kind of guy should my daughter want to date? Well, if he ain't better than me, if he don't treat you better than me, if he don't respect you more than I respect you, then you don't need to be with him, okay? You don't. That's just how it needs to be. That's how it is. That's how it's gonna be. Well, because it's my daughter. So I'm going to instill that in her. Call it brainwashing, call it indoctrinating, call it whatever you want. If anybody's gonna brainwash and indoctrinate my children, it's going to be me, okay? I'm not going to allow somebody else to brainwash or indoctrinate my child. Now, if they went to school to just learn, that'd be a different story, okay? If they went to school to just learn the basics that they need to know, like math, reading, writing, maybe science, okay? The basics, not sexual education, not talking about the mini genders that they're making up now. None of this shit is what my child needs to be learning at a young age in school. None of it at all, okay? They shouldn't be worrying about getting fucked or going and fucking anybody, having condoms, STDs. They should not be thinking or worrying about any of this shit, all right? That should be the furthest thing from their mind. They're children, okay? And we're talking about my children, my babies, who, of course, I'm biased. I think they're the most beautiful babies in the world, the most precious babies. Yes, they can be savages at times too, right? Like, especially the little one, my daughter. She can get on my damn nerves sometimes to where I wish I can just kick her and get away with it, right? But I can't do that, okay? I won't do that. But they're the most precious, most beautiful, they're everything to me. I cannot find it in myself to leave them somewhere for that long and not know what's going on, okay? I cannot. I just can't. We now know, they know, okay? This is science, okay? This shit's science. The most important years of a child's life is from when they're born to the age of 7, okay? This is where they retain the most stuff, where they're going to be molded and made into the person that they're going to be whenever they're older, okay? Those first 7 years. So why would I want to go and drop them off with other adults and other children whose parents ain't shit to let all of that influence and play tug of war with me? I don't want to play tug of war trying to influence and raise my son and my daughters. I mean, my sons and my daughter. I don't want to play tug of war with nobody. They're my children, and that's all there is to it, right? You should teach them math, how to add and subtract and multiply and divide and all that bullshit. Teach them how to read. Teach them how to write. I don't need you teaching them how to fucking put a condom on a banana, okay? Or how anal works or an orgasm. They don't need to fucking know that, okay? They don't. They're going to find out when they're older and mature enough and able to handle it. But at that age in school, they do not need to know that. That's why you got teen pregnancies, okay? That's why you got children having children. That's why. Because they shouldn't have been exposed to this shit at such a young age, okay? They should have not been exposed to it at such a young age. Out of sight, out of mind. It shouldn't even been anywhere in their mind, okay? Now, this is in a perfect world, but we're not in a perfect world. So, you know, it is what it is. Now we're dealing with this shit now. But this is not what you should be going to school to have to worry about having a girlfriend and when you're going to go make out somewhere. I tell you what, I got 2 boys and a daughter, okay? And I'm not finna have my sons, I'm not finna dap them up or pound, give them a handshake or, you know, a high five. Oh, yeah, how many girls you got? And you don't sleep with them. I'm not finna do that shit with my children, even my sons. No double standard shit, none of that bullshit, right? Like, no, the same for my daughters, the same for my boys. Whenever you're a mature young man and you're out there and you understand life and you understand intercourse and what can happen from it and what could possibly happen to the woman being pregnant, when you understand this as a person and you know, then you're going to go out on your own and be a man and have intercourse with a woman, do whatever you're going to do, okay? But as a child, this is not something that needs to be anywhere in that child's mind, okay? I'm trying to let my children be children. It's already hard as it is for me with society outcasting me because I don't follow society's rules, with family outcasting me because I don't follow society's rules. It's already hard as it is, okay? It's harder to be a good parent whenever it's like that, all right? That's all I'm saying. It's harder to be a good parent, y'all. Now, this is just my opinion, like I said. But I don't think it's right and I don't think it's healthy and good to leave your child somewhere 5 days a week for 7 to 8 hours a day with another adult and other children, okay? I don't believe so. I don't think it's right for them. I think it's only going to influence their mind, and everything else other than the parent is having an influence on how that child grows up and how they're going to become when they're older. All those little things, all right? That the same way with me, the same way with us, okay? I wasn't as bright and as enlightened as I was whenever I was a young child. I didn't know better. So I did all the bullshit. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be popular. The girlfriends, being in school, thinking it was cool to be a hoe, thinking it was cool to fight and be in a gang, all the dumb shit. I used to be outside in the block thinking I was cool, thugging it out. How fucking stupid is that to sit on the corner out there thugging it out with the homies because you think it's cool? How fucking stupid is that, y'all? That's stupid. That's dumb. It makes no sense. Are we not trying to break generational curses? Now, if you're not, then this isn't the stream for you, okay? What I'm saying to you don't make sense. I probably just look crazy to you. But if you're trying to break generational curses, who better than to do it than for your children? So they can reap the rewards and the benefits from you breaking that generational curse. I'm not going to keep doing the same thing that everyone in my family, generation after generation, has always done. And none of them, nobody ain't shit, okay? No, some of them make a little bit of more money than others. They may have a better job. because you got a good job that pays you good money does not mean your priorities are in line. Does not mean that your mindset is great, that your mindset is right. It doesn't mean that. It just means you got lucky and you got a job that pays you good. That's all it means. Without the job, you ain't shit. With the good job, you ain't shit. With a good job, you're a bad parent. Without the job, you're still would be a bad parent. It wouldn't matter. It's your mindset, okay? It's your mindset. And if your mindset thinks it's okay to listen to society's rules and standards and then make your child follow society's rules and standards, you ain't shit, in my opinion, right? I'm not saying this to y'all. Everyone makes their choices with their child. It's your decision. If you think it's best to put your child in public school, that's your decision. You have every right to do that. Now, in my opinion, I would recommend trying your best as possible to be present in your child's life even more, because you're leaving them somewhere for all that time every day. So it's hard. I understand people got to go and work. People got to go and make money to support these children. So you can't always just be there. I get it. In a perfect world, we all have a bunch of money and just be able to stay home and kick back all day and chill with our children. In a perfect world. For some of us, okay? There's still going to be those sorry ass parents out there who cannot wait till summer is over to go and leave their child back at school. People cannot wait, all right? Man, I'm a little behind on the comments, my bad, y'all. My son is autistic. Sometimes he goes through his motions in public and people stare all crazy. It pisses me the fuck off and it's hard to not get into some shit. But then I react, I get cuffed. Who's that? 4Ring AP? Check it out, 4Ring. If you still in here, I feel you 100%, all right? Some of y'all know, some of y'all don't. If y'all been watching me, I'm autistic, all right? I have autism. Now, I'm not thinking it makes me any different or anything else. If anything, I feel like sometimes it gives me an advantage sometimes in life in regards to certain things, all right? I also have a son who's autistic. And if of the 3 children that I have, I'd be damn if I'm putting that one in. If any of them ain't, he definitely ain't fucking going to no fucking, I'd be damn. Let somebody talk stupid or crazy to my son, or let some teacher come and have an attitude or do anything stupid to my son. You're right. Handcuffs is coming out. Because I'm going to go fuck the whole school up if I put my kid in school. If other children were to bully my children in school, of course, I'm going to want to teach my children, you can't be bullied. I want them to, stand up for themselves. But I'm still going to go and fuck the whole school up, right? The children, the teachers, the children's parents, the principal, they can all get it. Everyone's going to get it. Now, so that doesn't happen, because the chances of it happening are very high. I'm not going to go leave my children and feed them to the wolves. If I can avoid these situations, I'm going to avoid them. If I can prepare them accordingly, when they're ready and a little bit older to put them in public school, then I'll let them go experience that. But it wasn't going to happen from 1 to 7, okay? It was not going to happen from 1 to 7. The people in charge who run this world, they know that. Now we know that. So because they know that, that is whenever they're most likely to try and put these things into our minds to mold us and have us be the good slaves that we are today. Take orders and listen and, just get in line because they say so. That's the same shit that they're doing. So since we know that, I know this information, I'm going to do what I got to do to counter. I'm not going to put my child in public school after the age of 7, when he's a little bit bigger, maybe he's around 9, 10, 11. If he wants to go experience it, then I'm thinking, okay, I'll go let him experience it. He understands life now. He's been raised by me. He's been taught by me. I've tried to give him values and respect and show him how to be a good young man. Now he's ready for school. But somebody with what they consider as special needs, right? Like autism, I don't like that, calling it that, because I'm autistic, y'all. I have autism, all right? Sometimes people will be like, man, I would have never known, all right? Sometimes people will be like, oh, maybe you can tell. I can be a little awkward sometimes, all right? I can be a little awkward. I have no filter. I will say whatever it is on my mind. I tend to offend people sometimes. I tend to come off as an asshole, as rude, as mean. And I don't want to chalk it up to autism, but on the bright side, can't nobody compete with me that I know, right? Around me over here in school, whenever it was, when it came to math, when it came to reading, I'm like a fucking human calculator, right? I know and memorize any debit card or credit card that I have in my wallet. I know all the numbers by memory. I see a license plate one time, I can remember that number. You give me your phone number one time, I'll remember your number. Always, I will remember it. I can multiply and divide really big numbers in my head. I can do all this stuff. And again, I'm not one necessarily chalk it up to the autism, but if it is, then I'm glad. Maybe I'm glad I was born with autism. Now my son also has it. I'm definitely not putting him in public school to go and get fucked with by any chick, because I'll go choke a little fucking. I'll go choke a kid, y'all. I will go to school and I will choke a little kid. With the ignoring your little things, values. Of course, teachers will frown on children whose parents aren't engaged and favor the kids whose parents are. Yeah, they're going to show favoritism, jokers. Well, that's right. They're going to show favoritism to the other student, and the other one's going to get his ass left behind. Thank God I grew up without social media. It ruins kids. It does, man. Social media is ruining children. It's a fucking poison. It's not only ruining children, it's also ruining the adults, okay? Because the same people I've seen in my age group, like the ones I went to school with, I'll see a post on Facebook and it will legitimately make me sick. Like, you ain't shit. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares, all right? Nobody cares. You're not a philosopher. You didn't just say something that was just mind-blowing and just something so philosophical that you just, no, all right? Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. If you go look on the Play Store or the iTunes, whatever, when you download the app, Facebook, where it's rated or who it's for, it says for teen. For teen. It says for teen, okay? That's besides the point, y'all. It was a social experiment. Social media is poison. It will ruin your marriage. It will ruin a relationship that you have with somebody that you're trying to build with to one day get married. It will ruin children's lives. It will get children bullied in school. It gets people killed. Social media is a fucking poison, okay? So I'm definitely not sticking my children in public school where all the other kids have access to it and their parents allow them to have Instagrams and TikToks, and parents have their children as their friends on these social media sites saying inappropriate ass shit about this lady just talked about how she got fucked last week by this dude. Isn't your daughter or your son one of your friends on your social media? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you really on camera right now trying to show cleavage and take a cute picture for people to see? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Nobody cares, okay? You care. You care. Your ego cares. Yeah, you want that dopamine hit. You want those likes. And you want people to comment, oh my God, you're so beautiful, or this looks nice, or no. But why? 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 It was a social experiment, y'all. Okay? It was a social experiment. And it worked. It worked. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. You got to give them credit. The shit worked. Okay? It's created and made a bunch of little hoodlums, a bunch of little skank hoes, thugs, murderers, all kinds of shit that it's helping to create. Okay? Yeah, people like that come either way. People like that grow up to be like that either way. But at the alarming rate that is happening now, a lot of it is thanks to social media, okay? All these little girls who want to get on there and do dances talking about their coochie's wetter than water, I want to surf it. Who in the fuck is going to let their daughter dance to a TikTok dance to this song? Why? Just my opinion, y'all. But that shit's sick. That ain't right. I hate hearing they're going to be exposed to it anyway. Yeah, when they're a fucking adult, I'm not going to let my 5-year-old, he's not going to be exposed to drugs anytime soon. So I'm not going to, what? People make no sense, y'all. And I'm just ranting. I'm just talking shit, getting it off my chest. Because, it's what I do. I come to YouTube. I sometimes rant. I talk shit. But, thank God I care. God loves the children. You are somebody. I believe in everything you say. Well, thank you, Edward Hill. Make kids better, agreed. And the most important thing to teach is love. And as you as a parent are the best teachers. 100% Brandono Mark, man, 100%, bro. And only you have until they are like 7 to teach you. You are the best. Well, thank you. Kids that lack parental guidance should have a disciplinary style education, more like military style instructions. Exactly. What's up, Club Fortune? I see you, bro. I absolutely get it. School has a tendency to generate bad influences around the child. Stories exist. AUF. The schools don't have the resources, and so many parents aren't doing their part properly. Who's that? Oh, that's Genesis. What's up, Genesis? Joker. Okay. So, some of y'all see where I'm going with it. Some of y'all get it right. Now, as many of y'all know, I have my children in homeschool, right? And if it were up to me, y'all, this is in an ideal, perfect world. If I was balling out of control, if I had the bread to do it, I'd probably go and put them in a nice private school somewhere, right? Away from all these fucking savages out here. I can't help where I live right now. Like, I mean, I can help it, but right now I am where I am. I'm in the hood, all right? I'm in the hood. Dude live in his car. Yeah, I don't live in my car, dumbass. But if I could, I would. It's a very nice vehicle. So if I could, I would. But anyway, all I know is that I continue to be looked down upon by people around me. People continue to shoot slugs at me and my parenting. And this is how do you find homeschooling? These schools in my area are rough and the teachers can't control the kids. Man, you go online, there's a thing called school choice, all right? There's a thing called school choice. You may not think that you're able to, but everybody has the right and is able to put their child in homeschool at the expense of the government. The same way you go to school and however the taxes, however it is that they pay for your public school, they will the same way pay for you to be homeschooled. And I mean, provide your laptop, provide your books, provide all the things that you need for your little experiments and all the shit that they send you and all that stuff, right? Like the same way they'll pay for your public schooling, that same money can be used for you to go to homeschool, okay? I don't know what states y'all are in or how it's different, right? Where I'm at, I mean, the K-12 program is probably like one of the bigger programs when it comes to homeschooling. So you can just look into that one, right? K-12 homeschooling, that's probably one of the bigger ones. But you ain't got to pay nothing for it. The same way you ain't got to pay to put your child in a public school, right? Yeah, the government tax my ass 1/3 of my income every paycheck. Well, that's crazy. What, 1/3 of your income? And you're being shafted with sandpaper. Maybe you're not filling out your W-4 properly or something, man. But ain't he the one who just said I live in my car? Weren't you the one just talking shit? Or maybe I'm tripping. If that's not you, my bad. But like I said, y'all, you don't have to pay for homeschooling. You don't have to put any money out of pocket. They'll pay for everything, all right? School choice is a thing, and it's real. Just do your due diligence and look into it. Research it a little bit, all right? You can go to any fucking private, I mean, you can go to any public school you want to and they pay for it. You can go to any homeschool, any program you want, they'll pay for it. Do your children still keep up being homeschooled? All I hear is negative, but I think there's so many positive. The only negative that I can see that may come from it is the social interaction, right? Now, if they were just at homeschooled all day and didn't have any type of social interaction, if I didn't allow them to be out there and be around other children, or if I didn't teach them properly, you got to be a good parent. You got to be on top of your game if you're going to let your children be homeschooled, right? You got to be on top of your game. Now, as far as a negative, when it comes to look, y'all, I'm not saying to cheat for your child. I'm not saying to do their work for them. I'm not saying all that. But if you wanted to, you could, right? If you really wanted to, you could. Of course, after a certain point, you're only cheating your child, right? You're only cheating your child if you do the work for them because you want them to learn and figure it out for themselves, right? But you can always it's on the parent. You help them. You just got to help them, right? You just got to help them. And if you want your child to be able to get scholarships and do all that academic scholarship shit and go to college and if you want them to do all that, you're setting them up the best way you can if you homeschool them. Because you can get them an almost perfect GPA throughout the entire fucking homeschooling process. So whenever it comes time that they're looked at for an academic scholarship, maybe you get one because you homeschooled them, right? I'm not saying that you can't get one in public. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's easier. It's easier. It's much easier. Not me. Oh, my bad, man. I thought you were the one who was just saying that. Do your children still keep being homeschooled? Oh, it says we pay tax every time we buy something. Yes, we do. We pay sales tax every single time you buy something, no matter where you go. All right, unless you're, of course, you're paying with food stamps, EBT. They're not supposed to charge you taxes for that, right? But it was paid for anyway because we took our taxes and we paid for it anyway. All right. I find it. I find that it can take 2 minutes, one-on-one, to teach them something, but they don't get the attention at school because other kids are kicking off. It's not right. It's always the other children, right? It's always the other children. And the other children are like that and are the way that they are because their parents ain't shit. Their parents ain't shit, all right? So if your parents ain't shit, then the children ain't gonna be shit. That's why you see little 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds going to school with the pants sagging half off their ass, talking like they're really like that, like they just thugging it out. They think it's cool to thug it out. I'd be damn if I let my sons go to school and be influenced by shit like that and let them think that, nah, look, your old man, your pops, I used to thug it out. All right. I was once there. Now I'm older, I'm wiser, and now I know that shit wasn't cool. That shit was stupid. The shit was dumb, all right? The shit was dumb. No telling where my life would have been right now had I not been a dumbass when I was younger, thinking that it was cool to thug it out and fight and do all that bullshit, all right? It's not. Thinking I had to go impress girls at school or I got to be cool around the cool kids so I could fit in. Do y'all remember the peer pressures and the shit that we used to go through mentally in school? Y'all remember this shit, all right? If I can prevent and protect my children from going through any of that bullshit, I'm going to do it, all right? I'm going to do it. Now people around me don't like it, but they wouldn't like if I told them, well, I think you're a bad parent because you just shove them in there all day and you just don't. Then after that, you take them to another activity and you think that because you keep sticking them in different fucking activities or different fucking little programs or whatever you want to put them in this or that, or, you know, you could put, some parents put their daughters in ballet and they think it's cute. Oh, my daughter's in dance and ballet. Do y'all understand what happens to a lot of these little girls that get put in these types of things? Like, do y'all understand? Do you understand that they get sexualized by sick, perverted men? Do y'all understand this? So all I'm saying is little things that I'm going to do to protect my children. I'm not going to dress my daughter in little tights and little fucking tutus and let them go fucking, I'm not going to do that, all right? When she gets a little bit bigger and I help her have an understanding of the world, and sometimes there's sick people and sick men who sexualize little girls and shit like that, you know, when she gets older, then that's different. But right now, in the most important years of their life, I'm going to brainwash my children and I'm going to indoctrinate them. And I'm doing a service to society. I'm helping society out because the person who marries my children or whoever my children decide to marry, they're going to have to thank me, all right? You can thank me later. Whoever my sons marry, there's going to be some lucky women, all right? Lucky. I wouldn't say my daughter because I'm probably going to give the dude a hard fucking time, all right? I might just probably do it. I'm probably going to do it. But it's just because, you know, I love her so much and I can't imagine it. The day she's going to break my heart. I can't imagine it, right? So we're going to cross that bridge when we get to it. But my sons are going to make really, really good. They're going to be really good men. Very respectful, good, hardworking, just genuine, nice men. They're not going to hit women and beat on women. They're not going to go out there and just be slinging that thing on different females and getting them pregnant and having baby mamas. My boys is not going to do that. They're not. Because we now know that the shit ain't right. That shit is sick. I'm not going to go and let my children be influenced by other people, by other adults, especially by other children whose parents ain't shit, all right? Can you do readings on yourself or does it have to be someone else? No, I've done numerology reading on myself several times, right? That's how I was able to finally perfect it and figure out the whole entire process and how to get it just right. I would do it on myself. I did it on my wife, on my children, family members or people that I was like, let me do a reading on this person, whatever. I mean, I would just do them right. I would just practice. I had to do practice because then you need to plug in the information to do it. But it's not that hard as you really think, right? Like anybody could do it. Anybody can learn numerology and do astrology and numerology readings. You can learn it. You can figure it out. It's repetitive at a certain point, right? Because I mean, certain numbers mean specific things. You're born on a certain day, on a certain time, in a certain area of the world. So slowly but surely, you start to memorize it and you start to know. So when you look at it, then you just know, right? But it does take time, and it takes time to do an in-depth reading. You can't just give somebody your birthday and they just off the top of their head, I'm gonna tell you everything about your life because I seen your birthday. When y'all see that shit on YouTube, just pay attention, all right? Because some people are just in it trying to make some money, all right? They're just trying to make money. And I know I might be stepping on toes because at Conspiracy University, I give free numerology readings, all right? Free, 100% free. So I might be stepping on some toes, but just keeping it real with y'all, I don't give a shit, all right? I don't give a shit. I'm so sick and tired of people, just people in general out here, especially stupid, brainwashed people who are still programmed that sit there and watch the news and take everything the news says as 100% fact. I'm just tired of people. Society has now gotten to the point where they just get on my nerves everywhere I go. It's unbearable sometimes, y'all. I still got to sit back and hear people argue over the fucking Democrat and Republican Party. I still got to see people think that they know what they're talking about because they saw something on CNN or Fox News. So they come and regurgitate the shit out here in public and they think they're fucking smart. Oh, we got to flatten the curve, y'all. We got to flatten the curve. Y'all remember this bullshit, right? I'm just to the point where I'm sick and tired of society's rules and standards. But it's worse, and it's only worse when the regular people around us start to try to fucking make you or outcast you because you're not actually following society standards. Look, dumbass, it's us against them. Us against them, okay? We the people against them. The government, politicians, police, all the brotherhoods, the bankers, all the people who run the world. It's us against them, all right? And until that happens, shit don't change, all right? Nothing happens, nothing changes until we all come together and we start whooping their ass, taking our shit back. The Jews and I didn't even mean to say that word, but yes, the small hats in general, you are correct, all right? Tried to say that word over here because I don't know. I'm trying to play by the rules on YouTube now, and I've been at this almost a decade now, y'all, almost 10 years, and I can't take the strikes no more, being suspended. I don't want that to happen no more. So I'm playing by the rules, right? It's their platform. So yes. Oh, you didn't have to delete it. It's cool. You could lift this message up, Conspiracy's wife. My moderator's a little too trigger happy in this mofo. But nah, it's good. He could have left his message up. But yes, we call them the small hats over here, right? Kai or KL. You good though, homie. It's all good. That's my wife, y'all, with the blue wrench that says Conspiracy's wife. So yes, she is in the chat as a moderator. And you gotta watch her sometimes because sometimes she just starts sniping and shooting and just boom, 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 and just, you know what I mean? But it's all good. Now I've been going for an hour and 15 minutes, y'all. I haven't even realized it. But that's what's up. Whenever the people come in here and y'all come and rock with me and chat, y'all make the time pass and it doesn't even seem like it's been 15 minutes, y'all. It's cold out here. I'm in Houston, Texas. It's raining. It's cold as shit. And for that person in here who was running their mouth, I actually prefer doing videos in the ride than being inside and doing it. Go look at my other live streams and my videos, and I want you just to listen to it and pay attention, all right? You will hear the little badasses in the background screaming, being spoiled, not listening. You will hear it, all right? So sometimes I can't do it inside the crib. What do you think about the fires at the moment? I believe the fires are all intentional. It's all premeditated bullshit. They're doing it on purpose. They're trying to maybe clear out a certain area. The people who with all this money may want to be buying up certain parts of the land. They may want people out of the area. Whatever the case may be, I don't know the reasoning behind it. But it's almost obvious that they're doing it, that they're making it happen, or they're letting it happen, okay? Because like I said earlier in the stream, we have the technology and the means to be able to go somewhere, do some cloud seeding, and make it rain over certain parts of the world, okay? They're able to produce rain and make it rain. You ain't got to take my word for it. Go look it up yourself. Do some research. It ain't that hard. Matter of fact, I probably have a video covering it through all my videos. You can always scroll down my videos and maybe you'll find one in there. I'm sure, surely you'll find something in there, right? If it got something to do with the rabbit holes and the things that people think ain't true, but they're actually true, I've covered it, okay? It's crazy you say that. I've read that a lot of people think it's intentional. I really hope the animals get out. Yeah, if you see what happened in Maui, whenever that fire happened in Maui, it was obvious as can be, all right? It was clear as day. It was clear as day. Some things you cannot explain away. You cannot give a reason or an explanation as to why these things happen. Like, for example, the people who had the, mansions and $1 million houses out there in Maui, their houses didn't burn. And then you figure out, well, they all had their roofs painted blue before this happened. Why did they paint their roofs blue? And lo and behold, all the houses with blue roofs didn't burn, but everything around them burned. People's cars and engines melted and burned. An engine, the entire fucking engine burned and melted. So I'm just saying, some of these things people are doing, right? I don't know the reason. I ain't gonna act like I got all the answers and act like I know the facts and the truth. I don't know why they're doing it, but I can, have my opinion and be, maybe they want people out of California. They do say that California is the devil's playground, okay? It is the city of lost angels, fallen angels, maybe, demons. Who knows, right? I don't know, but it's very possible. I mean, Hollywood is over there. There is Hollywood, all right? And, everything about Hollywood is pretty much demonic and satanic. It's sick, perverted, nastiness, all right? Just a bunch of nastiness that be happening in Hollywood. So I'm not saying that people definitely don't deserve none of that shit that's happening. But I do know that these people who are in charge are probably doing it, are probably letting it happen because they have a way to be able to stop fires, all right? It's just, it makes no sense, okay? It makes no sense. They can stop fires, but they won't. They don't do it. They know wildfires happen every year in California. They know this every year. Every single year happens every year. Why they have not set up some type of infrastructure to be able to shoot out the fucking water, or why they're not seeding the clouds in advance before these seasons come up where the shit burns. Why are they not doing it? Maybe because they want it to happen, okay? Maybe because they're the ones doing it. Either way it goes, there's something sinister behind it. The shit's premeditated. And the media is the enemy of the people, y'all, okay? The news media is enemy of the people, all right? This is my opinion. You ain't gotta take what I said and just run with it like that. Oh, shit, yeah, at the moment, machines left behind in the fires. Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with it, man. I don't watch television. So I don't get any sources from what's going on around the world. I just YouTube, I see things that are happening. People talk about it. YouTubers that I watch, they'll cover certain things. Now, if there's some bullshit behind it, right, then I'll start to go and look into it and research it. So, maybe I'm gonna make a video about it. But there's a way for them to create rain, basically. So why they're not being prepared ahead of time before any wildfires do start so they can put it out, it just makes no sense, all right? They either want it to happen There is no other reason why they wouldn't stop it, right? Why would they continue to let wildfires happen every single year? If we can have a fucking iPhone 15, 16, and every year they can make a new iPhone. They can make a new electric car, drones, planes, all kinds of shit they can make and do every year. But they're not making something and setting up something that can make water to turn out the fires or to shoot water out of something to make it. Well, they already have it. It's called cloud seeding, okay? Now, that was off topic, but people are curious about that. People are asking, people want to know. I'm probably going to wrap this up here, y'all. I can't see, I just see message retracted. I don't know. Now, if anybody got offended or felt like I was talking directly to you, just know that it's not, y'all. You know, there is one or two certain people who this could have been directed at, but it's nobody who watches me. It's nobody who knows anything about my YouTube, right? Or anybody who supports my YouTube. So it really don't make a difference. But I wouldn't mind if they were just to sit here and watch this shit one day and hear me run my mouth. Because people like that really get on my damn nerves. People with their noses up. People who think that they're righteous when in reality, they're everything but righteous. But in their minds, they're righteous. Well, you can't be righteous if you continue to live by society's rules and standards, and you continue to raise your children according to society's rules and standards. There's no righteousness in that, all right? I will not throw my children to the wolves. Yes, one day they will have to go and be out there and get thrown to the wolves, but they will be prepared. My children will be ready to combat and fight whatever it is that gets thrown their way by this sick ass, nasty ass, defiled ass society, okay? So I'm going to prepare them the best that I can, and then they can go out there and be their own person. But right now they're children. They're innocent. They don't know better. No one's going to take my baby's innocence, okay? But I've realized, though, it's draining to try and be around people like that. You will never see things the same way, at least for now. You know, everybody has a programming put on them, right? We all do. We all do. It's not right, it's not fair, but it's clear as day, right? They're playing the game of Sims on us, all right? If y'all ever played The Sims, the computer game or the game, same type of shit that they're doing with real human people. Social experiments like social media, the crack era, the guns, the gang culture, all of it, okay? All of it was one big sick, fucked up ass experiment. And they all worked, all right? They all worked, every single one. Now, of course, you got people like us who see the bullshit. We try to get away from it, try to break away from it. But it's always playing tug of war with you. It's always trying to bring you back. Always trying to make you just give in and just be like, fuck it. Go ahead, society. Y'all can raise my children and y'all can brainwash them and make them believe this if y'all want. Just go ahead. We're not doing that over here, y'all. So I just came over here to run my mouth today. It was nothing in particular. I do appreciate anybody who came over here and watched, especially the people who hit the like button, because the shit is free, y'all. The shit is free to hit the like button. Maybe some people y'all just don't like to help people out. Like, maybe y'all just not people who want to help somebody out every now and then, right? Like, damn, just hit the like button. But as always, y'all, I appreciate every single one of y'all who come over here on me and watch my channel. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Even if you don't hit the like button and you watch, I still appreciate you, right? Y'all keep your eyes open out there, homies. Stay safe. I'll catch you on the next one.